First and foremost, I want to say that I hope everyone out there is safe and healthy during this whole pandemic. It's been a crazy year and it's barely half over. For me, I've just been laying extremely low. Social unrest exploding after the George Floyd killing, coronavirus, locust swarms, murder hornets, etc. They haven't left me in a very creative mood. Not to mention the lack of availability to play live poker kind of limits the live poker creation process. So after the last vlog, I took the footage that you are about to see and just shelved it as I attended to other areas of my life. Although things haven't really calmed down much, I started to feel creative again, and thus, this vlog. Yep, this footage is from March, pre-pandemic craziness. Let's enjoy it for what it is, and let's also hope we can all get back to safely playing live poker again, sooner rather than later. Last time on The Drawing Dead, hell, last time was so long ago I barely remember what we did. Oh, that's right. We attended the Global Poker Awards, dealt with that tram bitch, played some 2-5 at the Bellagio, then made a quick stop at Planet Hollywood before calling it a night. Today, I'm tired. Let's try to keep things a little less hectic.
Why'd you bring us here?
Have this world again.
Guess what? Guess what we are doing today? Oh, by the way, good morning. Better yet, good afternoon. It is Saturday afternoon, March 7th at, let's just call it 1:30 p.m. Today we are playing a tournament. At the Bellagio in about an hour. Tournament poker for Saturday. Or at least that's how we're starting Saturday. I literally double up the first hand of this $130 tournament. Level 1, first hand, and I double up with King Jack offsuit that turned the nut straight. The guy said he had a set, and I have no reason not to believe him. I didn't record it, so who knows? Maybe he did.
They gonna come back. Yeah, way we just punked them, you got to.
All I know is that I have a lot of chips. Then again, it's the very beginning of a tournament, so that doesn't really mean too much. The rest of level 1 was like level 1 of anything. Pretty uneventful. That can also be said of level 2 for the most part. As a whole, everyone at the table was playing pretty passive. A lot of limp calling pre-flop and fit or fold post-flop. I took advantage of that by betting pretty liberally when check 2, especially if I sniffed any piece of anything. Here we have 2 limpers and a middle position player makes it 800. I call with 6-5 suited. I know you can't see it because my angle is crap, but trust me, it's 6-5 suited. Both limpers call because, like I said, they limp call a lot, and 4 of us see the flop. 6, 10, 3 with 2 diamonds, and it's checked over to me. Who knows what the limpers are dancing around with, but the pre-flop razor checking to me most likely means he doesn't have too much. I slide 1600 into the middle with my bottom pair, with the plan to just fold if anyone check raises. It doesn't come to that though, as all 3 let it go. There were a lot of hands similar to this in level 2, and by the end of level 2, I'd built up quite a healthy stack.
Here we are in the spot with the guest.
Yes.
Tell them who you are. They know though.
Q from P's and Q's Poker. Come on.
Q from P's and Q's Poker in the house. She's actually the person that talked me into playing this dumbass tournament. But as we are on first break, right after level 4, and I got all the chips.
Yo, he been stacking fools before I even got here.
I'm in there playing angry, aggressive. I ain't here to play games.
Nah, not when he playing games.
Blinds coming back are 300, 600 with a $600 big blind ante, and I think I have about 38,000.
Yeah, I counted it. He's got about 38.
But since this is a dumbass tournament and they schedule your breaks on dumbass tournaments, unlike cash games, we can't stand out here all night. So we got to go back in. There's your mid-session update.
Thanks.
Back from the mid-session update, and things are still cruising along pretty smoothly. Level 5, blinds are 300, 600 with a 600 chip big blind ante, and I'm sitting at around 48,000. Easily the largest stack at this table. Another hand with a bad camera angle. It begins with me opening pocket 10s to 2100 from early position. The player next to me with a medium-sized stack calls a 2100 and action folds to the big blind. She thinks for a bit and decides to 3-bet to 5600. This 3-bet gives me a little bit of pause.
Yeah. What do you have behind him?
My image has been pretty aggressive overall, so is she leveraging that for a steal? Because I haven't seen her 3-bet that much. There are a few things that also make this spot a little bit trickier. I'm closer to the bottom of my range than I am to the top from this position. There's a player behind me, and this is a daily tournament, meaning levels move fast. I decide 10s are just too strong to fold here and elect a 4-bet to 15,000, covering the big blind. My thinking is that the middle position player is going to be raising off bigger hands most of the time. So after my 4-bet, I'm really surprised when he now goes into the tank. What in the world is going on here?
Huh? All in.
He now decides to back raise 5-bet all in for 21,800. What? There's really only 2 hands that I can think of that may take this line in a tournament like this. Flat pre and then back raise shove. Ace king or pocket jacks. Seconds later, the big blind shoves her last 15K into the middle, and the action is now on me. It's 6,800 more for me to call, and I'm not folding here, so I call. He turns over his hand, giving me the bad news. Pocket jacks. The big blind exposes her hand to show ace king of clubs. I tell them both that my pocket 10s are clearly ahead.
I'm way favorite.
And then the dealer peels the flop.
You are now.
10 of clubs in the window. How good do I run? Like seriously, anytime I really need a card, Jack on the turn, and a second club. A meaningless king hits the river, and the middle position player almost triples up. And my stack is chopped down to about average. After returning to the online streets during this pandemic, I tend to forget about the wackiness and joking around that makes live poker so much fun and so much better, in my opinion. In this hand, I pick a pocket kings after being a card drought for quite a while. With blinds at 400, 800 with a big blind ante of 800, I open it up to 2100. The middle position player to my left has been extremely active, and he and I have spent the last few orbits joking back and forth about this, that, and the other. He calls, as does Nitty McNitterson in the big blind. The three of us see a flop of ace, jack, 3, rainbow, which seems to be a pretty standard flop when you hold pocket kings. I spend some time internally sighing and honestly didn't even notice Nitty McNitterson had checked. He has to be setting a trap because the worst hand I've seen this guy play up to this point was ace-10 suited. I check, and the flop gets checked through. The turn 10 of diamonds falls, and it's checked to me again. In my head at this point, it's probably 50-50 on me being ahead or not. What I do know is that I'm not going to keep checking and get bluffed. I can't ever see the big blind checking a made hand twice, and my jokester friend behind me already looks like he wants to fold. I grab a single 1K chip and toss it into the middle and smile at the player to my left. He shakes his head in a, "I'm not going to let you get away with that" fashion and calls. The big blind folds. The river pairs the ace, and now I feel a lot better about my hand. But as I start reaching for chips, the middle position player flashes a 6-high diamond draw and folds. Like I said earlier, this was a turbo tournament, so things move pretty fast. In this hand, an early position player is opened for 6 big blinds. Yes, 6. I look down at pocket jacks with about 12 or 13 big blinds and move it in. And she calls.
Came out here to give you a tournament update. Level 7, I believe. I lost a gigantic pot, set over sets. And then in level 8, I ran pocket jacks into pocket kings. So my tournament update is, I just sat down in a cash game. That's your tournament update. Tournaments. So let's see what we can do in cash.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. 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 What? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
As most of you know by now, I don't record entire sessions. I'll record a hand here and a hand there, then maybe an hour later record a few more. But this hand happens to take place seconds after I turned off the camera. So there was this guy at the table that was basically just being a bit of an asshole, commenting on how bad people were playing, telling us how he normally plays way bigger stakes, folding out of turn, you know, being that guy. So in this hand, I opened a $20 in early position with 7-5 of diamonds. Probably not the wisest, but I'm not really here to tell you what the wisest move is. I'm just telling you what I did. Action folds around to Mr. High Stakes in the big blind and he 3-bets to $50. Not much of a 3-bet really, but I digress. Action's now back on me. $30 to call to play a hand in position against this guy? Obvious call. And here's where things get fun. The flop comes 3-8-4 with 2 diamonds and he leads for $100. I wouldn't call my move a snap shove, but I don't take too long with it before moving my last $384 into the middle and he insta calls. I turn gin when the 6 of spades peels off. And the river queen of hearts changes nothing. He flashes pocket kings, then mumbles a few more words about how bad we all are before storming away from the table.
I don't think he liked the turn card.
I think the first thing you need to know about hip-hop, it's all about your posture. And hip-hop is this.
Good luck, guys.
On the walk from Bellagio to Badar, so we're obviously done with the 2-5 game. And your boy made a comeback. Woo! Woo! We left up enough to cover that disastrous tournament situation. And we left up enough to cover some bad runouts in the 2-5 game. Ended up in the game for 500 and out for, if I remember correctly, $735. So for the day, I think we're up, I don't know, a couple hundred. And since it's not late, you would expect that I'm going to be getting into another game shortly, but this one...
Woo! It's time to drink. Come on.
...has purchased some peanut butter whiskey. So we will be imbibing soon. So unless I can find the 2-cent, 7-cent no limit game somewhere, I probably won't be getting into any poker tonight. But we still have tomorrow. So stay tuned.
Boom, bam, every time. Your hands are always like this.
So that's it. We are done. Sunday night at the Vegas airport. Another successful trip. This time I came in town for the Global Poker Awards. Met some cool people. It's cool to be nominated. Congrats to Mr. Andrew Nini for winning what? His 3rd Poker Blogger of the Year? That guy. With that, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to head home. And I know you guys really didn't see much of what happened today. But do you know why that is? Because I didn't really do a damn thing today. I slept in for once. I went shopping. Grabbed some food with my friend Jana. She brought me to the airport, and it's time to get the hell out of here. So if you like the vlogs, click that thumbs up icon, leave me a comment, I'll probably respond, and subscribe. And I'll catch you again probably in Chicago. Bye. She's actually the person that talked me into playing this dumbass tournament. Blinds coming back, I think, are 400.
3-6.
Are they 3-6?
Yeah.
3-6, 3-6 with the $600 ante. 600. This is how poker's work.
I love it.
So the tournament. So if you remember the last time I was out here, I said the tournament was going great. I had a bunch of chips, and then I lost a big pot set over set. So your tournament update for right now is I just ran my pocket jacks into pocket kings. All my chips are gone, and I just sat down at a cash game. So we're done. Another Vegas trip in the books. And another trip that wasn't really poacher. So we are done. Another Vegas trip in the books. Another trip that wasn't really So we're done. Another Vegas trip in the books. Another trip that wasn't really super poker centric. But we did get some poker in.